You wake up exhausted, push through the day in a haze, and feel like your brain is running on dial-up. It is easy to blame the daily grind, a poor night's sleep, or getting older. But the true biological culprit driving that chronic fatigue isn't in your head or your schedule. The source of the dysfunction sits quietly tucked beneath your lower right ribs, your liver. Weighing in at 3 pounds, it is the largest internal organ you have. Think of it as a massive, tireless chemical factory, responsible for processing every single thing that enters your bloodstream. Organs do not operate in isolation. When this factory struggles to filter out toxins, those poisons stay in circulation. Your highly sensitive brain is usually the first organ to feel the damage. To keep those poisons away from your nervous system, the liver relies on a highly specialized 2-step detoxification process. This animation shows phase 1 detoxification in action. Special proteins called CYP450 enzymes intercept a toxic molecule and chemically alter its structure by oxidizing it, trying to neutralize the threat. There is a catch. This initial chemical alteration often leaves the toxin water insoluble. It cannot be easily flushed out, meaning the newly altered poison lingers inside the liver tissue. This triggers phase 2. The liver acts as a chemical matchmaker. It attaches special molecules, like sulfur or glutathione, directly to that stubborn, lingering toxin. That attachment makes the compound water-soluble. The neutralized threat is safely swept away, passing out of the body through the kidneys or the GI tract. As long as this 2-step assembly line keeps up with the incoming toxic load, your brain and body remain perfectly protected from chemical harm. The problem is, our evolutionary biology never planned for the modern American diet. We expose our bodies to synthetic stressors at a volume the liver was never designed to process. We flood our system with inflammatory omega-6 cooking oils, artificial excitotoxins like MSG, and an absolute torrent of high-fructose corn syrup, often starting at a very young age. We compound the issue with common over-the-counter painkillers. Regular doses of acetaminophen drastically deplete the liver's supply of glutathione, the exact molecule required to run that phase 2 detox line. The factory simply cannot keep up. The continuous chemical flood overwhelms the detoxification belts, and those lingering water-insoluble toxins spill directly into your bloodstream. This overload is accelerated by a secondary threat brewing right next door in your digestive tract: small intestinal bacterial overgrowth and leaky gut syndrome. Look at this anatomical map. That large vessel is the hepatic portal vein. It pipes 75, but poor diets and certain medications break those junctions down. Raw bacteria and endotoxins slip straight through the gaps and ride that portal vein directly into the liver. When these bacteria enter the liver, they trigger specialized immune cells called Kupffer cells to release inflammatory cytokines. This chronic inflammation disrupts the liver's normal lipid processing, forcing it to store excess fat in its own cells, a metabolic congestion known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Left untreated, this inflammation kills off healthy cells. They are replaced by stiff scar tissue in a process called fibrosis. As the scarring spreads and solidifies, it progresses into irreversible cirrhosis. The liver is now physically choking on its own scar tissue. With the main filter broken, the toxic overflow circulates freely, poisoning the nervous system and generating that crushing fatigue and brain fog. The liver is capable of rapid self-repair. Even if 2/3 of the organ is damaged or removed, the remaining healthy tissue can grow back into a fully functioning replacement in a matter of weeks. To trigger this regrowth, you have to stop the chemical sabotage. That means cutting out the high-fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, MSG, and polyunsaturated cooking oils. You replace them with raw building blocks. An anti-inflammatory diet rich in fiber, healthy fats like olive oil, and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli provides the exact nutrients the liver needs to boost its CYP450 detoxification enzymes. To reverse the scarring, you can utilize advanced botanical delivery systems. Nano Curcumin uses microscopic particles to penetrate deep into inflamed tissue, switching off the inflammatory cytokines that drive the fibrosis process. You can then shield newly forming cells with Nano Silymarin. This delivery system ensures protective compounds reach the hepatocytes directly, preventing oxidative damage. As the scar tissue recedes and the detox belts power back on, the biological backlog clears. The toxins are successfully flushed away, allowing your brain to function clearly and your metabolic energy to return. You don't have to accept chronic exhaustion as a normal part of aging. By removing the synthetic burden and feeding your cells the right nutrients, you have the power to rebuild your body's ultimate chemical factory.